Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Cray, and in today's video, I am bringing you all the ultimate Bangalore guide for beginners. This will allow you to master Bangalore, okay? And as I always preface in every video, maybe you aren't a beginner. Maybe you are returning from an Apex hiatus. Maybe you're a pro player. You just might want to possibly learn a thing or two that you might not know. Maybe you're just watching this just to kind of refresh your brain. Totally fine. Totally fine. This video is for you. So I don't like long, lengthy intros. Let's get to business. Let's start off by talking about Bangalore's abilities. Now I'm going to read this verbatim off of gamepedia.fandom.com. Okay? I just like doing this just to give you guys some factual context. Okay, so we're talking about Bangalore. Bangalore's passive ability, Double Time. Double Time activates upon being hit or when bullets or grenades barely miss you, giving you a 30% increase in run speed for 2 seconds. Okay, her tactical ability, the Smoke Launcher. All right, it has 2 charges, allowing it to be used twice in a row. The launcher allows Bangalore to fire canisters further than grenades can be thrown. Upon landing, the canister splits into 3, which land in a line perpendicular to where it was launched from. Takes 23 seconds to evaporate. Okay, the canister's explosion deals 10 damage to enemies, and you can melee to cancel the launch. I did not know that. Okay, that is great to know. And Bangalore's ultimate ability, Rolling Thunder. Okay, Bangalore throws a flare and several rolls of missiles land sequentially in front of the flare, then stick for 6 seconds before exploding. Since they land in rows, this creates a sort of wave of explosions moving forward from the flare. The missiles land in a 6x6 square with the maximum distance of 70 meters ahead of the flare. Each explosion deals 40 damage and slows enemies. Okay, this ability cannot damage squad mates, but it will still cause a slowing effect. Rolling Thunder is referred to as Creeping Barrage in Death Recap, Obituaries, and its corresponding stat tracker. Okay, so overall, Bangalore's abilities allow her to be multifaceted. Okay, Double Time turns you into practically Usain Bolt. Okay, the Smoke Launcher is great when it comes to getting out of sticky situations, or if you want to push somebody or just blind the opposition in an entirety. Smoke grenades are fantastic, and Rolling Thunder is great to possibly lay down damage, get a thirst, reposition, get out of a funky situation, you name it. You name it, and ever since it got its small buff, it's became that much more viable, because it used to take even longer to explode, which in all honesty was easy to just run away from. You know, now it's a little less easy, or it's a little bit more difficult to run away from, I should say. Okay, so those are Bangalore's abilities. All right, cool. Now let's talk about some of the best ways to play Bangalore. Again, this is all in my opinion, okay? When you're playing Bangalore, I think you should try to play more from an entry frag position and be the ultimate repositioner, okay? Because look, Bangalore gets super speed. She turns into Usain Bolt when she gets shot at, right? So it gives you the opportunity to come in, lay some fire, maybe one clip somebody or break armor, forcing somebody to heal, which in turn creates a 3v2 situation. And then from there, you guys can pick off people one at a time, right? Or just fly the other two, take them down while the one teammate was stuck healing, and then clean up that final teammate, right? But ultimately, it just gives you the opportunity to take shots and peel back behind cover, especially when you pair that with her smoke launcher, right? So you can come in, one clip somebody or break armor, get them super weak, smoke out, and you still got super speed and get the heck out of there. Almost said a bad word, and I'm trying to be better with my language. Okay, so again, smoke can really help you out in that regard. Rolling Thunder can help you out in that regard as well. If you dove in too deep and a team is collapsing on you, you drop Rolling Thunder and smoke out of there, gives you a great opportunity to escape, get back to your teammates, rotate out of there, reposition, yada yada yada. Okay, so let's definitely keep that in mind. Also, with that being said, I don't mean just run in aimlessly and just start spraying, right? You don't want to run in the door and go Tony Montana on cats, right? Because you'll probably get focused, you'll get team shotted, and you will get evaporated. You know what I'm saying? So you got to come in with a plan, right? It can be a very simple plan. It could be a short plan, right? You can push front door while your teammates flank, or you can be the flank, peep in, peep out, yada, 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 right? But just come in with a plan. Don't just run in there, because you will get erased, right? You are probably the best legend in regards to running in and out, so let's utilize that to the highest degree, shall we? Also, I will say she doesn't work the best if you're trying to play solely a support role, but her smoke and her ultimate can be very much so useful to get out of tricky situations. So don't be afraid to drop either in order, of course, to reposition or, I mean, to disengage from combat in an entirety. Okay, there are a lot of third parties in Apex Legends. Sometimes you aren't well equipped for the third party, so you got to get out of there. That is where Bangalore comes in handy. So if you do have to play a little bit more of a support role, know when is the time, or excuse me, know the time that you need to drop smoke, drop your ult, get out of there, reposition, do what you need to do to survive. Now let's talk about Bangalore's best loadouts, okay? If we're playing that aggressive role like I like to play, I would say why not go SMG Shotty? You know, again, favorite SMG, I go R9 any day of the week, just because that's the one weapon that I can one-clip people with. Everything else, oh, I can kind of one-clip people with the R301, but I'm talking SMGs. I seem to love one-clipping people with the R9, right? So I love that R9 and Eva combo. Some people might opt for the Mastiff instead. See me, I am an Eva warlord because faster fire rate, I feel like I get more bang for my buck in that regard, and it's easier for me to clean people up. Mastiff, you gotta line up the shots, and then if you just miss, it hits for 11, then 33. Nah, I ain't got time for that, man. Give me the Eva. I'm hitting them cats with all the pellets. I'm putting them in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? And if you have to play a little bit more of a support role, or excuse me, yeah, we can call it support. We can call it support pass, or whatever you want to call it. Then I would recommend maybe more of an SMG or DMR type of hookup, right? Or excuse me, SMG with a DMR type hookup. So like maybe the Vault, you know, because again, you're playing off a little bit more, and pair that with maybe like a Hemlock, you know, like the, you know, the only burst AR in the game, or like a G7, because the G7 gets busy when you hit shots, right? And you can play that thing mid-range for sure. You can put cats in the dirt. Okay, so I would do something like that. Actually, yeah, I would probably go Vault G7 or Vault Hemlock for sure, for sure. Now, just a few things to keep in mind here, okay? Just a few things. Just because you're fast does not mean you can't get one clipped, okay? I've learned this the hard way. When I'm playing Bangalore, I'm flying around like, ah, boy, y'all can't hit me. And literally, I'm running across somebody's face, and I get one clipped with an R9 or an R3 because that person knows how to track. You know what I'm saying? All it is just a little speed up in tracking, right? So know that just because you are fast does not make you the freaking Flash. It doesn't make you untouchable, right? You can still get touched and put down. So be efficient when it comes to utilizing that double time, all right? Also, remember your smoke has multi-purposes or has multiple purposes. Okay, your smoke has multiple purposes. I gotta say that a few times because I said multi-purposes. What the heck? It has multiple purposes, okay? You can not only use it to get out of situations, you can use it to blind the opposition. You can use it for a push, right? Perfect scenario. Let's say you're fighting a team at the cage and they have high ground. You can smoke up to that high ground to cause some disruption, and then you guys can zip line up there and you guys can push that team, right? You can pair her smoke with a rolling thunder. So you smoke up there to muddle up the vision of the opposition. You see what I'm saying? Throw her rolling thunder at the bottom of the cage so that her pylons drop on top of the cage, and you guys can push up top as the explosions are going off while the team is trying to retreat, and y'all can put them cats down. Now y'all on even foot, because I hate fighting at the cage on Kings Canyon. I will openly admit that, but I think Bangalore is one of the best legends to be able to take on that fight. You know, if you're running Bangalore Horizon or Bangalore Path, you guys can zip up there. You guys can use the gravitational lift to get up there, and y'all can have yourselves a fair old showdown. You know what I'm saying? And kind of to build off of my prior point, you can use her ultimate to push people off a high ground, okay? Like, let's say you don't have a Pathfinder, you don't have a zip line, you don't have a Horizon to get up to that high ground. If you position her rolling thunder just right, you can push people off a high ground or force them into like some type of cover. You know what I'm saying? If you push them off a high ground, you guys now have a fair fight. If you push them into cover, you guys now have a free rotation. You see what I'm saying? Like, so just because you can't get up to the high ground to fight the person doesn't mean that you can't bring them down to you, or you can't rotate out of that funky situation to maybe get to circle or take some pop shots. Whatever you have to do, you can do it behind utilizing that rolling thunder adequately. Move them cats off the high ground so y'all can win that game. And y'all, that's all that I got for you for this Mastering Bangalore beginner guide video. Thank you. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something. If not, I'm sorry I wasted your time. If you did learn something, I am happy to have been of service. If you guys have more tips on how to utilize Bangalore properly, drop them in the comments below, because again, we're a community and we are all about helping one another. Okay, so it's been your boy Cray. I'm signing off. Go rock out with Bangalore, get them W's, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Until then, we are out. Peace.